Hello. We are going through a tremendous crisis which clearly has enhanced more panic, fear, anxiety, and uncertainty for the future in our society. You certainly have been asking yourself the questions which I've been asking myself for the past couple of weeks. For example, what are the biggest threats? What are the biggest opportunities? And what are the biggest takeaways? Well, if that's the case, then you are definitely at the right place and at the right moment watching this video. I am Chomdik Fatwell, an inspirational speaker, a master of ceremony, as well as an event presenter. From the 1st of June to the 27th of June, I'll be interviewing a good list of interesting and amazing speakers and entrepreneurs, and also leaders from 50 different nations on one platform. These leaders and speakers actually are active in different domains of expertise, and together we're going to try to answer the questions which were placed earlier on. Social, economic, as well as cultural aspects will be talked about during these discussions. This is going to be on a Facebook live session of the Speakers Arena. We'll be interviewing this list of entrepreneurs, and all together we're going to have an amazing time exchanging ideas, thoughts, and beliefs. These people are going to share their experience, and together we will try to sort out what the best idea is. So, till then, stay safe, stay healthy, and see you on the 1st of June. Goodbye.
So, ladies and gentlemen, good evening, everyone. I hope you're all doing good, Facebook family. Good evening to my two special guests. Good evening, Ayca. Good evening, Judith.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
How are you doing tonight?
Wonderful. It's great to see you.
Wonderful.
That's my pleasure.
Nice to see
All
you
my
guys.
pleasure. Judith, how are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you doing?
Great. I'm fine. I'm excited about our discussion, and I'm really looking forward to having an amazing exchange with you ladies, because I know from your experience and from your background there is much to learn and much to extract. So before we start, I would really certainly like to greet all the audience people from the whole world watching this live session. As you know, the Speakers Arena's vision and ambition is to bring up the people who actually have the expertise, the qualification to extract your potential and to make out the best of it. Today, I have two amazing ladies who, from their past, but also from their experiences of life, were able to develop strategies to help you personally make the best out of your life. In other words, they will help you through their coach sessions, through their businesses which they actually built in the past couple of months. They will help you go through pain, go through trauma, but also they will help you challenge fear, the fear of engaging yourself into certain things. They will help you do that in a way that will actually push you to the extreme of your potential. My first guest was by Ayca Gencoglu. I hope I pronounced it actually perfectly, Ayca.
Ayca Gencoglu from Izmir, Turkey.
Exactly, from Turkey. So as you know, we're actually from the world, and Ayca is calling right the way from Turkey. Where precisely again are you calling from?
From Izmir, beautiful city of Izmir.
Oh, okay. That's a pretty cool place. As we discussed, I'm gonna be there. Hopefully I'm gonna be there in a couple of months. Hopefully.
Yes,
Let's see how it
hopefully.
goes.
After the corona.
Definitely. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to discuss with Ayca for 30 minutes, and directly after Ayca, I'm going to be with Judith Odu, who is another amazing lady who has an amazing experience in personal development, but also who is an expert in computer management, I guess, and who's going to tell us more about her personal bringing to you guys for your personal development. Good evening, Judith.
Good evening. How are you doing?
I'm great. I'm great. As I said, I'm doing great. And I'm really excited to be with you today. Thank you again for having made it today for the appointment. And hopefully, we're going to have an interesting discussion.
Thank you for inviting me here today.
My pleasure. So, Judy, just before I get back to you, I'm going to go through the first 30 minutes with Ayca. And directly after that, I'm going to back to you.
Yes.
Okay, then we meet in a couple of minutes. I will just shortly remove you from the screen. And in 30 minutes, we'll be back together.
Okay.
See you then.
See you then. Yeah.
So, Ayca, hello one more time.
Back again.
Yeah, it's actually, you know, it doesn't hurt to say hello 1,000 times. So I can say hello, I don't know, 100 times if actually it gives us a good mood, you know.
Merhaba from Turkey.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So Ayca, tell us more about you personally. I know a little bit about you. We've discussed in a couple of minutes, but I would love to know more about you personally. The public will definitely love to know more about you as an individual and as a woman.
Yes, yes. At the professional level, as you know, I'm a business development and career coach, and also energy healing consultant. I work with business professionals and in helping reaching their goals. Especially, I specialize on energy clearing, and we do this with EFT technology and transpersonal energy healing technologies. The reason that I started this career is actually very personal. It's back in 2005 when I was living in Boston in the auditing field. Actually, I was working back then, but I was not in a very happy place back then. And my brother, who also lives in United States, he kept saying, "Ayca, you don't look happy. There's something wrong." And he was right, because deep inside, even though on the paper everything looked good, like I had this MBA from Suffolk University, and I was working in this pretty good job in public accounting, but there was something missing inside, like in terms of like emotions. I was giving myself 2.5 from a number of 10. So I was not in a good place, but I didn't know how to change it either. One day, my brother called me when I was working at the client location, and he told me, "Ayca, I'm going to a firewalk seminar with Tony Robbins." And I'm like, "Firewalk?" He said, "You really need to come here because it's going to change a lot for your future." I'm like, "No way, I'm doing firewalk." And
so just why I asked, firewalk is actually walking on fire, right?
Exactly.
Wow.
On hot coals you're walking on.
Okay.
And so he hung up the phone, but half an hour later he called back.
Okay.
This time he was trying to get rid of my excuse, because I had excuse of all kinds, like, "Oh, I don't want to spend that much money on a seminar. Oh, I have so much stuff to do. I don't want to, spend this time in a seminar." And, all these kind of excuses. And he went to me, he said, "Okay, Ayca, I really want you to come to this seminar. So I'm going to pay your, the entries fees and everything. But if you like it, you're going to pay it back to me. If you don't like it, you don't have to pay it back to me." So actually, it was very pivotal moment in my life, because after that seminar, my life really changed, after especially like walking on the fire. So I can say that my brother was a hero for me at that point in time.
Wow.
And he changed my life by helping me in the direction of the seminar. So I'm very grateful for him. I want to say from here, and I want to thank him from here also. After that seminar, I started to find out more about myself, because I got coaching program by Tony Robbins' company, and things started to shift. I started to make an inner journey for myself, find out what's limiting me, my thought patterns, my energy blocks. because as we all know, we all have from childhood, from teenage years, lots of emotional blocks. Things are happening, but the meaning that we give to the events really, really makes a difference. If you are giving an empowering meaning to the events of your life, then your life becomes so great. However, my thought patterns since childhood was not that empowering. It was disempowering, whatever happened. So that was leading me to a constricted energy. And it was also showing up in my life with me giving 2.5 for my, how do you say, emotional condition. So after that seminar, I started to dive deep on personal development, read books, listened to CDs, participated in lots of courses, retreats, and Tony Robbins' other signature programs. And they really made a very important shift in my life. And one day back in 2007, when I saw him transform people on stage, like in a couple of hours, I was so inspired. I said, oh my God, this is something that I would love to be doing for the remaining part of my life. But this just was, I was an auditor, and the things was like, it didn't seem very possible back then. However, when you have a vision, when you set out your heart, I believe that things started shift, and some doors start to open, like things, seminar or coach training programs start showing up in your emails, and you just get interested to them and dive deeper in those. And that's what happened with me. Eventually, I got my coach training from a Florida-based coach training company, and then decided that I want to do this coaching profession in my favorite city, which is Izmir. So I came here to Izmir and established my business here. And right now I'm working with especially business professionals, career professionals, and help them achieve their career goals, business goals by energetic clearing techniques.
Wow. This is a very empowering path. And I think one of the things which I really loved about your path is, as you said, events are actually empty. It all it all falls down to the meaning we give to the events which happen in our lives. And that's something which I think is really useful for our daily lives, because sometimes things happen to us and we have the feeling that it's the worst thing that ever happened. Whereas if we look deep into it and if we have another approach, maybe that's the best thing which happens. That's really amazing.
That's actually very true.
That's really amazing. I appreciate those kind of words, and I think that's what we at the Speakers Arena try to send out there to the world, to show that actually there is much more than pessimism. There is much more to gain in ambition, in passion, than in pessimism and in fear. So it's really amazing that you bring that message out there. But just to tell us more about your actual activity, Ayca, you said you become a coach right now, right? You're a coach, and means you coach business people, organization.
Exactly.
Do you do it as a private? Do you do it in a private way? Do you go about on one-to-one, or you organize seminars, or you do all at the same time? How do you go about the business?
I do give seminars too, but my main business concentration is on one-on-one currently. So basically, whatever the person's issue with their career or business, first of all, we start with a complimentary half an hour session to determine what their vision for their career or business is, and what is blocking them from reaching this goal for them. So once we determine these blocks, for instance, they might have energetical blocks because they had some important issues in the past. And for instance, anger issues, it might be worry, anxiety issues, it might be fear-related issues, it might be. And these energetical patterns are stored in our muscle memory. So unless we go deep in there and clear out that energy, our lives becomes blocked and we cannot move forward very freely. So that was my situation back in 2005. I had that emotional energy blocks, and life was not a happy place for me. I was feeling depressed. I was feeling worried most of the time. But these are the thought patterns. These are the energetical blocks that's leading this kind of a quality of life. As Tony Robbins says, our quality of life is directly influenced by the emotions that we have on a consistent basis. So if you want to have a great, successful life, we have to do the inner work. We have to work with our energy patterns, the thought patterns, the limiting beliefs. So basically, on that complimentary call, I interview my clients what kind of blockages they feel in their system and how we can resolve them. Also, I ask them about their visions, their goals, and how we can set up a strategy plan to achieve that. So it's a win-win situation, and they just spend half an hour, but they leave with some great solutions that they can actually implement, even if they don't continue with the coaching package, which is like the basic package is like 10 sessions. We go through these, clear these energy blocks related to fear or worry or anger issues. Some people have negative belief systems, so we need to clear those out before they actually set up for their vision. So I create a customized plan for my clients and send it to them. So if they feel like it's a good fit, we continue going forward. The reason I start with these energy blocks is because unless we are in the love vibration, unless we are in the joy vibration, peace vibration, it's very hard for us to reach our goals in a fast and enjoyable way. We always are in the stuck position, always in the struggle position. Mm-hmm. So we need to determine these blocks, get rid of them, and vibrate ourselves into the love frequency, to the joy frequency. If you can achieve that, any goal is so easy. Because whatever the seed you sow on the ground will flourish. But if you take care of the seed, if you give enough water, if you give sunlight, fertilizers, if you give those to the seed will flourish, and it's going to give you, let's say, products after it becomes a tree. So that's basically what we do on the stage, that we set up this vision for the clients coming from this higher vibes. If you do this, then anything is possible.
Wow, this is just amazing, just amazing. There is something which I found also very, very interesting from your talk, is the fact that, as you said, you need to get to a stage of, you need to have a way of thinking which will actually enhance a certain positive results in your actions. As you see it, you talk about love, I think, and you talked about I think something else, but which goes in the direction of love and this positive energy, which actually could derive the positive results, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. But
love and above.
Absolutely, absolutely, exactly. Do you believe, Ayca, that actually the amount of success which you have is a result and directly a result of the joy and the positive vibes which you have, or you believe it's upside down? In other words, do you believe maybe on the other side, for you to be happy and joyful and have the positive vibe, you need to know success before you get there? What relationship do you actually build between success and happiness? Do you think happiness is a result of success, or success is a result of happiness, in your opinion?
Yes, that's a very good question. And people are mostly stuck in that area because they think that if I get that job, if I get that relation, then I will be happy. People do not realize that they are already in the abundance frequency. People don't choose the gratitude foundation for their lives. that brings lots of problems, because we have so much abundance in our lives, but we focus only the small things. That doesn't work for us, right? That's what I used to do. I used to complain, be in the negative vibes, but that doesn't change our lives. That's the problem. In order to change our lives, we have to start with the inner work. We have to constantly absorb us. How am I feeling right now? Am I in the high vibe or am I in the low vibe? So if it's in the low vibe, what can I do? For instance, we can do breath work that creates amazing results for people's lives. Wind clearing. We can do walking, running, exercise, yoga. All those things really elevates our lives, and we start realizing already the abundance that is around us. And when we focus on this abundance, then our vibe starts to increase. And when it increases, it creates an opening in the system. And because like attracts like, the similar energies attract each other. Because a high vibe person wouldn't be attracted to a low vibe person. Can you think of it? Definitely. High vibes attract high vibes. So if you want to attract high vibe events, people, or situations in our careers, then we have to resonate in high vibe. That's what I teach my clients, because it's not something easy to do like overnight. It's like a muscle. We go to the gym to make a muscle. We go one night, it's not going to happen. It happens throughout the months. So that's why we do coaching, because unless we get coaching support, we do it once and then we forget, because the neuron pathways are not there to continue the habits. So until the habits are in place, we get support, we get energetical support, we have accountability support, so that everything is in place, so that we can just crash through whatever goals we have for ourselves and for the whole.
Wow. Amazing, Ayca. I love the idea. Shortly before we continue with the interview, I would like to have a short interaction with the audience. We have amazing people out there commenting and liking the video. Ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, I am with Ayca, and we actually have an amazing time exchanging about coaching sessions, about positive vibes, about how to work on yourself to have more positive results in your activities. And I would really shortly like to greet you all from wherever you are. It's Meistersingerhalle. Meistersingerhalle is a very faithful member of our community, always around. We also have Arnold Müller. Guten Abend.
Guten Abend.
Good evening. We greet you from where you are. Meistersingerhalle, as I said, is always around, always following very precisely everything we say, and always commenting, sharing ideas. And just right now, she says she totally agrees with you. And she says she finds your talk really interesting. And she also found my question relevant to the discussion. Thank you, Meistersingerhalle, for being there, and thank you to all the audience who are actually present. And we hope you like the video. And if you like the video, liking the content, you know what to do. Share the video with your friends, with your acquaintances on your Facebook page. And if you have any question, anything which you would love to share, you can actually type in the comments. So, sorry. Back to you, Ayca.
Yes.
I have another topic right now. We've talked about personal development, which is amazing. But before I get to the topic, I would love to share your business, because people need to know where they can get more of you and how they can get to you for the coaching sessions. Can you tell us more about that? And in the meantime, I will shortly show information which actually is about your coaching and your consulting business. It's an ACG. What does ACG mean, please?
Actually, those are the initials of my name. I have a second name.
Yeah. Okay. So can you tell us more about where we can actually find you for those who are actually interested in your coaching sessions, Ayca?
Yeah, definitely. I have Instagram accounts. I have Facebook accounts. So if people are interested in my subject, my expertise, they can definitely add me in from Facebook. I communicate from there with them, and we find out, if it's a good fit to work together. Definitely.
Oh yeah. You told me the public maybe how the on Facebook, is it your name directly or a special video or a special name or a special company where they can actually find you online?
Yeah, they can search through Ayca Gencoglu. If they could do that, definitely they can find me out on Facebook, on Instagram. Definitely.
Okay. For the public, I'm going to quickly show contact details of Ayca, and you will be able to type in her name, be it on Facebook or on Instagram. Just quickly, we need to show it to you guys. So, as you can see on the screen, the same name which actually you can see on the screen, Ayca Gencoglu. You can actually find her directly on Facebook. You can text her. You can actually like her page and get the content which she shares over there for more of information concerning her business.
Definitely.
So, Ayca, you were actually present last year at the Speakers Arena, and we met there.
Yes.
You met in Nürnberg.
You were the first person I met when I entered the building.
Exactly. We were actually
You were
outside.
welcoming everybody.
Definitely. And I remember the vibes which we had at the beginning. Nothing was started yet, but there was this positive vibe which we were just sharing. And it was just amazing without even knowing each other, you know?
Absolutely. It was wonderful. Wonderful.
So, are you going to be present next year at the Speakers Arena as well?
Can I get the question one more time?
Definitely. Are you going to be present next year at the Speakers Arena as well?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Great.
I'll be one of the speakers on the stage. Definitely. Representing Turkey.
Amazing. So, ladies and gentlemen, the Speakers Arena actually is going to take place, as you know, on the 27th of March, 2021. And as you have heard, Ayca just confirmed her presence as one of the speakers who is actually going to share inspiration and empowerment to us all. I hope you will be there, and I hope you're going to be able to meet Ayca personally for every little question which you have.
Absolutely. I look forward to it.
Sorry?
I look forward to it.
So do I, Ayca. So do I.
Definitely.
What are you going to be talking about? What are you going to be talking about?
My subject. It's again going to be related to clearing our energy blocks and reaching more success and abundance in our lives. My message is going to be related to that.
Amazing. Martina actually says she appreciates that you're going to be there and that she's looking forward to see you there, Ayca.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it that you formed this organization and interviewed all the speakers before the actual event takes place. Thank you so much. We appreciate
that.
My
pleasure, Ayca. Oh, my pleasure. I appreciate as well that you were able to be here. So, Ayca, we actually through. What message would you love to share with the audience as a public? What is your special gift to the world from your heart?
Yeah, definitely. Focusing our inner selves, getting rid of whatever is blocking us to reach our goals, and live in accordance with our potential. That should be my message.
That's amazing. Just mind-blowing. Ayca, I appreciate the fact that you were here. I'm happy you were able to make it. And I'm really excited to meet you next year on the 27th of March latest.
Thank you so much. Latest. Absolutely. If not in Turkey. Thank you.
Or exactly. That's another option. Definitely. Maybe there. Who knows? Ayca, I wish you a good evening. I send you all the best greetings over there in Turkey.
Thank you.
And stay safe and have a great week.
Thank you so much. Have a great evening.
Thank you very much. So, ladies and gentlemen, as you just saw, we had an amazing time with Ayca, exchanging ideas, her sharing her experience, how she went through a couple of disappointments, but was able to meet somebody who introduced her to an event or to a person who is Tony Robbins. And from there, her life was completely changed. the vibes in her life completely were uh, were changed in another direction. And actually, today she finds herself being a pillar of empowerment, and she's trying to share the experience which she had over there in the USA with her community over back at her home country, Turkey. Ladies and gentlemen, my next guest is somebody else from another country, another continent, and as you know, we have the vision of bringing the whole world together. I have a pleasure to introduce to you amazing lady who actually is just from my home continent as well, and who shares the same vibes as I do. And her name is Judith Odu. Judith, one more time, good evening.
Good evening. Good
How are
evening.
you doing?
I'm fine. How are you doing?
I'm great. I'm great. I'm happy you're here. I'm really excited to get what you have to share with the public today because I know you have so much to share. From what I heard from you yesterday, I am just getting the public ready. Public, this is going to be amazing. Judith is such an amazing person, and you wouldn't like to miss this the rest of the live session. But before we get there, Judith, can you please tell us more about you? Can you introduce yourself to the public really quickly?
I am Judith Odu. I'm from Nigeria originally. I live in Germany, and I am an IT specialist, system integration, and aid.
Okay, there was a little interruption. Um, there was a little interruption with the connection, and we didn't get you perfectly. Can you please repeat what you just said?
Oh,
Hello?
I'm an IT.
So we have some issues. We have some technical issues. And as you can see, Judith actually has some technical issues with her live session. But that's not big deal because we are going to try to sort this out. So Judith, hello, can you get me?
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. We had some little interruptions, but it's actually better now.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Amazing. So I was asking Judith, can you please introduce yourself again to the public because we didn't really get what you said with the connection.
Okay.
Please.
So I am Judith Odu. I'm from Nigeria originally, and I live in Germany. I'm a mom with 2 kids and an IT specialist, and I do coaching and motivational speaker. I help people to work with their fear and help them to get to their goals using their own fear.
Amazing. Amazing. Um, well, that's a very good introduction. Talking about fear. Um, we talked a little bit yesterday, and from what I get as and from what you just said, fear from your perspective is the biggest trigger or is the biggest hindrance, let me say, for people to achieve what they've got to achieve. How do you see that? Why do you think that way? Why do you think fear is the biggest hindrance to people's success? And what is the perspective which you have for people who have fear? How do you think people should get actually from this stage of being fearful to the stage of being courageous, of being ambitious, and of being audacious to get to where they ought to be?
Um, for me, it depends on the perspective. It's always on the perspective. For me, fear is not something that is bad. It depends on how we're seeing it. I always say, when something happens, even if it's negative or it's positive, it's all having the same. When something negative happens, there is something positive also in it. Depends on where you're looking, and depends on where your values are. On the same thing goes to fear. If you most people go through life just seeing only the reason why they can achieve something, and that is the most difficult part of it. And that is the only place where fear can really hinder somebody. But the fact is, if we all think really deep, we will understand one thing. We do a lot of stuff with fear, and we still do it. We know it's not going to work, but we do it because we're afraid that if we don't do it, that it's maybe something wrong that's going to come out of it. I always use a classic example, like school. Most people send their kids to school, even if they think some schools are not good, but they still think, I have to send my kids to this school because I have to have the feeling that it's good, for example. And some people teach their kids something because they think it is our tradition. Even if they know it's not really good, that it doesn't really make sense and it's not bringing the child anything, they still do it. That is fear. That is fear. We have fear every day in our life. So it depends on how you're going to use it.
So can I say from what you said that it's all about the sense which we give to what happens, but not really about what happens? In other words,
Yes.
if there is something which actually triggers a sensation of fear, it is not because the thing actually is dangerous, but just because we gave a sense of something dangerous to the event, and therefore triggered a sensation of being fearful. Is that a little bit what you're saying?
Yes. So
Wow,
you can
amazing.
be scared if you take, for example, kids. Like for me, I'm from Africa. I used to be afraid of dogs. So that is a very normal thing. I used to always be afraid of dogs. But it comes to a certain stage when you're used to the dog, you're not afraid anymore. So
True.
you see, there is no real reason why you were afraid at the first time. Even if the dog is not backing, you are afraid. Even
True.
if the dog has just been friendly, you're still afraid. So it's the perspective. And at that time, I was afraid. I was always thinking of the negative thing that could happen, for example. So if we focus mostly on the negative sides, also today with the coronavirus and the whole thing at the moment, it's all fear. It is all fear. That is
Wow.
it. Yes.
Wow. This is really I totally 100%. I would even say 120% agree with what you say. And sometimes I tell people that there is a correlation between your state of mind and your appreciations of things. In other words, as I just discovered, Aisha, if you have a certain tendency in your appreciation of life, then definitely there is certain resonance which you will always be calling in events in your life. For instance, you said if there is a perspective of amplifying danger in seeing a dog, for example, right?
Yeah.
And seeing a dog is an example which you took, but I could say in investing in a business, I could say in doing what I love, I could say in swimming, I could say anything else. If
Yes.
I have a narrative of actually bringing out the worst situation in every in life, definitely I am very, very, I would say, I am sensitive to the fact that everything might become dangerous to me, whereas
Yes.
it's not really about the danger. So,
Yes.
but I have a question, Judith. Though I have a question.
Okay.
I think it's real what you're saying. Nonetheless, perhaps there is the disease and there is the cure. I think this is a
Yes.
disease which actually people have of being very fearful. And I would love to ask you from your perspective, what do you think is the cure for these kind of situations in which people find themselves?
I'm going to say something. Um, Tony Robbins always say this. Like you guys know, I'm a big fan from Tony Robbins. So he always say, expect the positive before the worst one. So there's a way it puts the words, but I'm going to say it in my own words. If you are looking at something, don't just look at, don't look for the what is wrong with it. Don't look for the reason to be afraid of it. Try to see the reason not to be afraid of it, first of all. Try to not be negative at first. You can think negative. I mean, the first thought that comes in your mind, it's just there. But try to at least take a second look. So everything, it's not always, if you look at something, so that if you could be positive, you could look through the darkest hole and you would see lights. That is what I keep telling my kids. You could look at the worst situation and you can make something out of it. And it's not easy. I know in some situations, it's not really easy. And in most things in life, it's really not easy. I know, but it all has to do with our mindset also, It really, it all, like Ayca said, negative, draw negative. If you think everything it's dangerous, if you think you have to lock yourself up, if you think you have to do a certain things, trust me, it's only going to go in the direction you're pulling it to. There is no way it's going to go to a different direction.
Definitely.
So
absolutely,
it's the same. It's the same thing with fear. It's everything you fear may or may not come to pass. And mostly when you fear, you drag it to come to pass. That is how it is.
You pull the negative energy, actually.
Yes.
From what you just say, what I understand, what I actually perceive in my mind is the fact that in every situation, you've got a conglomeration, a mixture of different perspectives. And it's all about what you actually, with your lenses, search for. As a scientist, normally, your scientific researches normally are aimed for something particular. And life is just like a research. And what you search for, that's what you actually see. If you search for the negative, then definitely you will find the negative. As a matter of fact, Brian Tracy said, I think, if you say everything is bad, you're right. If you say everything is great, of course you're right as well. It all depends on you. And there is a popular saying which goes as follows: a glass which is half full of water. It all depends on how you see it. It might be half empty or half full of water. So it's all about what you choose to see. So it's really amazing that you're bringing out these ideas.
Yeah, that is the same thing I meant with even what is negative also has a positive thing. Even if the glass is half, which you see as negative, it's also positive that there is something inside. So it's always, it really depends on how you see it.
Amazing.
And yeah, it is really.
Judith, I love you. I love what you say, and I think you speak from a personal perspective. Are there situations in which you find yourself where maybe you thought this was something really bad, but you took your time and you stepped out and saw the situation from afar and said, no, I'm going to look at the best situation? Did you live something like that in your life, which was really deep in you? Have you gone through something of that type?
Yes, actually, I had a really hard time when I first moved to Germany. It was the first time in my life I left my parents for such a long time, and I was very young. Okay, well, in Africa situation, I wasn't very young. When you leave home with 19 and you're like 20, you just turned 20, you see 19 in your head. And for me, I was young. I still need my parents. So, and far wide, everywhere, if you look, I mean, if you could turn around, if you could look around you, there is nobody. And the only way you could get close to your parents is just the telephone. And I really felt like it was really hard for me. So when I then, after 6 months, I decided I wanted to go back home because, as you know, as a person with a dark skin, it's not really easy. And when you're from Africa and you meet a lot of people, I grew up with a lot of mixed people, white people. I've seen them everywhere, and we've talked. And I have never known racism before. And then when I got here, I met a lot of nice people, I would say, and I also met a lot of the other side of people also. So it was so difficult for me. I wanted to go back home after 6 months, and I had this big fear in me that these people are never going to accept me. They're never going to like me. That was important for me, that people like me. That was for me very important. That was very important. I was really holding tight on that acceptance and like. And then I called my parents and told them I wanted to go home. And my dad said, if you would take the next flight, it's okay. I'm just going to check which flight is coming back to Nigeria. And my mom told me, stay there. You have to grow up. So if you come back here, it's not going to be easy for you. So after hours of really thinking, I decided I was going to stay. That they're just going to get used to me. And well, I have to grow up anyway. It wasn't easy, but I made that decision, and I realized that, you see, people don't have to like you. It's just like this movement now, people going in the streets. People don't have to like you. The only thing that is important is you have to like yourself. My biggest fear of not being accepted, I finally realized that there is always two ways in life. You know, everybody's not going to like you, and you just have to live with that. And that was a kind of fear for me, and that was a kind of fight for me, that I can't make it and I will never have a place in this place because nobody likes me or nobody will see me, and they see me and they see my color. And that is the thing I keep telling people. And even what happened, it is tragic. Sorry, but one thing I really feel that is really bad for the whole situation is mostly we speakers, coaches. You have to have you have an audience. You have a voice. Open your mouth. Use your voice. Talk to the people. Give them a reason to think. Give them a reason to see the fact that we are all humans. And that is the fear. I can imagine people that are here that don't have anybody, just like I was when I came here. The way they will feel the first time they encounter this kind of racism or whatever. But these people, I feel so sorry for the ones that are being racist because they don't know better. It's also, everything they're doing, it's out of fear. It's out of fear. It's out of, some of them don't even know the reason why they're acting the way they're acting. So I keep telling people, if you are a coach, you're a speaker. Look, Tony Robbins is doing the same thing. He speaks, he has his audience and he speaks. And that is what I'm saying. Coaches, speakers, speak. You have your audience, you have your voice. There are people that listen to you. They need that. They need somebody that has to give them that reason. They have to think, why are we being like this? And at the time I was in this period, I never had anybody that told me anything. I was watching motivation, personal development on YouTube. That was how I come through everything. And you just have to be strong and have a good, you just have to have good people around you sometimes. And it's not easy. And
not at all.
You just have to learn to see things two ways. There is always two perspectives, your perspective, and there is a lot of other perspectives there out. So, but your perspective is more important to you, not the other people. So that is your perspective. They are seeing it differently. And you have to try to understand that somebody is going to always see something differently. And it's not easy. And what we put out there is what we're getting back sometimes. So I always tell people, see it positive and be grateful. Yeah, because it's not easy. We're living, so we should be grateful.
Well, that's just that's a very good conclusion. That's a very good conclusion, especially due to the fact that we are in a world where validation isn't priority. You
Yes.
do not need to be validated. You do not need to be accepted. The most important thing which you need is to love yourself and to be grateful for what you are, for what you have, and for what you can do. And thereafter, you could be able to actually give the best and deliver to others. That's actually an amazing
Yes.
talk. Judy, tell us more about you as a coach. Do you actually have coaching sessions which you offer? And if yes, how do you go about it?
Yes, I do. Uh, when I do coaching, it's a bit more personally because I tell my coachee mostly that it's not just about you paying money and getting coaching hours, classes also. It has to do with what I'm seeing, because I want to see that what I'm doing is helping somebody. It's not just you pay me money. So it has to have a kind of I have to feel good at the end of the day that it worked. I helped somebody.
You need
So
some feedback. Yeah.
yeah, I have to have the feeling that there is an impact in what I'm doing, because it's also time. And when we do coaching, I first of all talk to the people and they tell me I ask, what is your goal? Because that is the most important thing. What is it? What do you want to achieve? Why are we doing the coaching? And when they tell you the reason why they're doing this, I always ask them, why? What is the, why are you doing it? I mean, you have a goal, but there is a reason why you have the goal. So there must be a real reason, and why should you achieve it? And when you achieve it, what are you getting out of it? Because in life, there has to always be a significant. There has to be something why we're doing things. Like we go to sleep, we need that because we have to rest. If you stay all night long, you will know the reason why you have to sleep at the end. So it's the same thing. So, and when I coach the people, I always tell, when I have coaching student, I always tell them, we have to see one-on-one, not just telephone calls, because I think it's personal, and I have to see that you're doing something. Because when it comes to fear, it's not just business or corporate training. It's always a lot of people have other issues. Like some people do, like they have weight issues. Some people have depression issues. And I think this one-on-one conversation you have with the people, you go out with them, you talk with them, you have the coaching outside the door, outdoor, and I make it really personal. I do the coaching really one-on-one personal, because I have to see the person. I have to make sure I see you at least once a week, or once in 2 weeks at least. So I see that what we're doing has an impact.
Hmm. You would really like to have a real follow up of how the situation gets better.
Yes.
Amazing, amazing. So, how can actually one person get to you, somebody who is interested in your business and who would love to link up to you to have one of your services?
I'm on Facebook and I'm also on Instagram.
Great, great. Is it the same name which shows on the screen, Judith Odu?
Yes.
Amazing, amazing. So, ladies and gentlemen, you know what to type in if you would love to have Judith Odu as a coach or maybe as a business partner for your activities. She's an amazing woman. She's a mother. She's an African. She's proud of herself. And she actually will help you go through the period of fear or the so called fear and make the best out of it. You can actually contact her on Facebook. Type in Judith Odu, or on Instagram, Judith Odu as well, and you could link up with her to get more of her content and probably to get in touch with her personally. But last things, but not the least of them, is the Speakers Arena. Judith, you're going to be present at the Speakers Arena 2021, right?
Yes, of course.
Amazing. So, what are you going to be talking about?
Well, we're going to talk more about fear, and we're going to do some more. We're going to do some practicing how we could do some stuff in our normal day, how we can overcome some fear in our normal day activities.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing, amazing. I'm really excited to be there to see you there. And the audience, I think, also is very, very excited to see you. So for people actually who would love to see Judith Odu personally and have a discussion with her, you can meet her at the Speakers Arena and she will be present live. But most importantly, she will be live on stage as one of the Diamond speakers, and the empowerment will also come from her. So, Judith, I will have a last question for you. This is a very, very important question, I think, because this is supposed to be a summary of what we keep from you. What is your special message to the world right now? What is your special wishes to the audience who has been listening for the last 30 minutes, what you were saying? And what do you think they should keep from this discussion which you just had?
My message would be, when you go outdoor, we can't give hugs now anymore because of Corona. And we can't really go close to people. But when you see people, just look at them, see them for who they are. Don't judge people. Don't judge things. Go positive through life. And when you wake up in the morning, say thank you. Please don't forget to say thank you. Because in the whole world, it's not everybody that goes to bed that stands up. So say thank you. Say thank you to whoever if it's Allah, if it's God, whatever religion you are, say thank you. Be nice to everybody. We're still one tradition. We're still one country. We're just one race.
Amazing, amazing. I remarked two things from what you said. Two things. First, be love, share love, positivity, appreciate people for what they are, for who they are. Second thing, gratitude. Be grateful for what you have, for what you are, and be happy for who you are. That's, I think, an amazing conclusion, Judith. That's just amazing. And I think in this period of crisis, especially right now, where we have crisis about health, crisis about race, crisis about ethnicity, and where there is a lot of media impulsion and media intoxication, I think we need such a message. We need actually more empowerment, more positivity. We need to be nearer to each other. We need to show people that they are important. We need to appreciate people for who they are and not for what they are or what they look like physically. And I think that what you said is a conclusion or a good package which we can actually take away from your message. Judith, I am grateful you were able to be here and share this amazing time with us.
Thank you for inviting me here.
Oh, my pleasure. And hopefully we meet latest on the 27th of March of 2021, right?
Yes.
Definitely. So before you leave, I'd love to read comments from the audience who are actually sharing the ideas to you, sharing the ideas to me, to the discussion which we're having. We had Meistersingerhalle, which actually was here the whole time, expressing her mind. First of all, she appreciated what you said, and she said she said what you say is actually very true. We also had Arnold Müller, who actually appreciates your statements as well as the statement of Ayca, who was just here before you. We have Claudia Tan, who is also thanking you, Judith, for your message, which you actually said today, as well as I thank you. And all the other public which were here, every other person who was actually here with us, we thank you as well for being here live on stage. And we hope you actually got the best from these discussions with, first of all, with Ayca and then with Judith. They actually give you an appointment as you know, Wednesdays are going to be the 24th of this month, and this is going to be the second live of this week, and we're going to have two other amazing guests for the live sessions. So Judith, then I wish you a good evening. I wish you a great time. And hopefully we meet latest on the 27th of March.
Thank you very much. I will be there. I'm happy to be there.
Amazing. Have a great time and have a great week as well, Judith.
Yes. Thank you. Wish you the same. Have a lovely evening.
Bye.
Bye.
So, thank you to you. Thank you all to the audience. Thank you to the people, Arno Müller, Claudia Tan, Martina Haller, and all the other people who are actually present and live here with us. We actually appreciate your presence, your support, and hopefully, as you know, we are meeting all on the 27th of March at the Meistersingerhalle, and hopefully we'll have another time of empowerment, of exchange, and of inspiration. Till then, I wish you a good evening, a great week start, and we meet on Wednesday, same time, 7 p.m. for the next live. See you then, and goodbye.
Hello. We are going through a tremendous crisis which clearly has enhanced more panic, fear, anxiety, and uncertainty for the future in our society. You certainly have been asking yourself the questions which I've been asking myself for the past couple of weeks. For example, what are the biggest threats? What are the biggest opportunities? And what are the biggest takeaways? Well, if that's the case, then you are definitely at the right place and at the right moment watching this video. I am Chompik Fatwell, an inspirational speaker, a master of ceremony, as well as an event presenter. From the 1st of June to the 27th of June, I'll be interviewing a good list of interesting and amazing speakers and entrepreneurs and also leaders from 50 different nations on one platform. These leaders and speakers actually are active in different domains of expertise, and together we're going to try to answer the questions which were placed earlier on. Social, economic, as well as cultural aspects will be talked about during these discussions. This is going to be on the Facebook live session of the Speakers Arena. We'll be interviewing this list of entrepreneurs, and all together we're going to have an amazing time exchanging ideas, thoughts, and beliefs. These people are going to share their experience, and together we will try to sort out what the best idea is. So, till then, stay safe, stay healthy, and see you on the 1st of June. Goodbye.